search high and low for evidence.
Paimon coming in! Paimon coming in! Is this level okay? Can you hear Paimon? last.
Time to go.
You are not welcome. Finish now!
Everybody stand!
One with wind and cloud.
Born to oblivion! Illusion shattered!
No.
You unfuck me today.
Come on, coward!
New contact. Let's come.
Shine down! Now you shall perish!
Illusion shattered. Now you shall perish. Illusion shattered! Break it off!
You need to hurry up. This feels hot. As you wish, make for that.
There is no escape!
It hurts. No rest for the...
Torn to oblivion! I summon thee! Happy to oblige!
Unlucky today.
Shattered! Power the One with nature.
As one with wind and cloud.
Happy to oblige! Busted!
You are not welcome.
Inazuma shines eternal! There is no escape!
Not welcome here.
Tenacious!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night into the wind.
Shine down. Torn to oblivion. Eyes on me. Illusion shattered.
Clouds high. Birds call.
One with nature. Now you shall perish. There is no escape.
Time to go.
Add Astra. I am sorry. Add Astra. Thank you for
To the very Another test subject.
Eye for an eye.
Freeze! I got careless. Picked the wrong test subject. Another test subject. Pick the wrong test subject. The wrong test subject. The wrong test subject.
More speed. Shut up. Will be There's no escape. Now you shall power flows through me! Thanks for mercy. Please to the core. Back and mirror images.
Your journey ends here, Lord of Sand. Your sacrifice is ready.
Is that all you've got? Now you're testing my patience. We'll meet again. just begun. Looks like I went too far. You need to hurry up. This one's well done. Feels clogged.
coming was
The target
foretold.
Spread your wings and
For
brave
the
the storm!
eternal oasis!
Where do you think you're going?
Beg for mercy.
Barbados!
Blood of frost. I condemn you.
Goodbye. But we'll meet again.
Shut up.
The
Let me try it.
Your master's bidding.
I'm ready.
Unleash.
This will do. One strike.
Pyro incarnate.
Cheap trick. Life isn't over. I'm ready. You win.
Unleash.
Taste my blade. Take this. Cut down. Like this. careless. Prepare yourself. You can't run from death. Roasted fry. You need to hurry up. You need to hurry up. This one's well done. Roasted fry. You need to hurry up. This one's well done. You need to hurry up. This one's well done. Roasted fry. This one's well done. You need to hurry up. This one's well done. Roasted. You need to hurry up. This one's well done. Unfortunate fault. You need to hurry up.
The night is cold.
You need to hurry up.
Do your master's bidding. My daddy says.
This one's well done.
ground, we can do a full recon of enemy activity in the area.
I applied for vacation. You remember too, right?
So you're the blonde traveler that everyone's been talking about. Oh, a magic pocket? Seems you really thought of everything. I guess it's better to prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Thanks. Oh.
What's this? So you also believe in prophecy. Keep it. I won't have any use for it.
What? You mean you don't believe in the prophecy?
No, I believe in the prophecy. The story says that people once lived in the ocean. They were one with the ocean and couldn't live apart from it. As time wore on, people desired to live on land, developed blood vessels, encapsulating the sea within their bodies. Thus could people set foot on land. So, if you ask me, water rises and takes us all, it'll be...
Oh, I hadn't heard that one before. But people can't live underwater. They'll die.
All right, I'll take it. I guess I just feel that being dissolved...
You already handed out all of the magic pockets? That was fast. So, what did people have to say? Yes, but that will change once disaster strikes. I know they'll change their minds, so it's only right to help them prepare.
Is there anything else you need to do before we leave?
Yes, one last thing. I have the magic pockets made by a workshop in the court of Fontaine. Since we're out and about, I was thinking about bringing him some more materials.
So, you want to collect materials? Just tell us.
Oh, that would be much appreciated.
I got you, boss.
Of that, I can tell you're an experienced. Maybe next time you'll feel like helping too, Lynette.
No way. I'm in power saving mode today.
Fine. Though the performance is still a long way off.
So, we're going to the court of Fontaine before we head to the opera house?
Wait, shh. Have you noticed that person over there? the young girl.
Huh? What's wrong with her?
She's obviously a thief. Magicians and thieves practice similar methods. We divert attention and watch her movements carefully.
Oh, he's right!
Shh, keep your voice down. We need to think of a way to catch her, but it seems she's very alert. Perhaps we should split up. You two can ride the lift over there and wait up top. I bet. All right, let's go.
This is the spot where Lenny wanted us to wait. Oh, look! Isn't that her? Oh no! Did she notice us? What should we do? Should we chase her? You're right. She might also be trying to lure us away. Nothing's happened for a while now. Paimon wonders if Lenny caught the thief. Yeah, let's go.
Are you sure that's all she took? You should check.
No, that was all. Anyway, I should...
Oh, were you returning what the thief had stolen?
That's right. Pity I wasn't able to catch.
I saw the general direction she went.
Oh, did you get hurt?
I'll be all right. It's just a twisted ankle.
If you want to play at being a hero, at least try not to get hurt doing it. Imagine what would happen.
You're right, you're right. I have to admit that but at least we were able to get the stolen item.
What a slippery little thief!
All right, let's put this...
So, we ride this thing to go into the city? What an
This is an aquabus. It allows people to... It's pretty convenient, but the ride can become a little dull.
So you mean it's still boring, even when I'm riding with you?
No, that's not what I meant. It's just that, well, besides, it doesn't really feel like a real trip.
Guess that's what it's like to be an older brother.
It's about time for us to leave. Let's...
Huh?
What? Traveler! Paimon!
Shit!
Oh, I never guessed I'd bump into you while riding the aquabus. In the story of my life, this is big news. What are you doing in Fontaine?
introductions, Paimon. I would recognize the great magician Linny and his assistant Lynette anywhere. I wouldn't be much of a reporter if I didn't know who they were. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Charlotte, a reporter for the Steambird.
Nice to meet you. From the Steambird, huh?
It's an honor to meet you.
Now that everyone knows each other, Fontaine suddenly doesn't feel like such an infinite... So, what have you been up to lately?
Not too much. When there isn't any breaking news, I mean, you can still manage to keep readers' attention as long as you tell things from a clever enough angle, even if it's the same old topics. For example, reporting on how a scammer once deceived vulnerable girls into relationships, or how a financial criminal was once so poor that they ate a single piece of bread for 5 days.
Ah, you're right. Seems you know me pretty well.
Oh, I just remembered. I've been following a case lately. Well, you mean the serial disappearances of young women case? That's right! These stories are the talk of the town right now, and it's probably the most If I'm the first with a draft ready to publish when the case... Oh, when that happens, I bet all the other reporters will shed tears of envy.
So, what is the serial disappearances?
That's right! The first missing... And ever since, after a period of time, another girl disappears. But the scariest part is that to this day, none of the girls have... Many suspects have been arrested over the years in connection with this case, but shortly after each arrest, another disappearance would always happen. Yes, it's possible. But either way...
Yes, I agree. And at the very least, the family of those missing girls deserves some sort of explanation. I just imagined...
Please don't imagine that,
Hey, we're almost there! Look! I really enjoyed chatting with you. Yeah, us as well.
I have an interview to get to. I should get...
Okay, Paimon hopes we can...
Bye now.
What a tough job. Always running around and interviewing everyone.
If you don't mind, how about we stop by my home first? Besides, I still have all the materials we collect.
Sure, we wouldn't mind at all. This city is so huge.
This is our current abode. Ah, Fremine, you're home. Where did...
Oh, they all just went...
I see. Everyone is getting busier now that Allow me to introduce you to my little brother, Fremine. He is a
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. Oh, you sound different.
Linny, could you come here for a moment?
Hmm? What is it, Fremine? Do you have something to tell me? Okay, I see.
Is everything alright?
Oh, it's nothing. We were just... before I forget, the Traveler and I collected more...
Yes, I went diving and gathered...
That's our Fremine. Oh...
Looks like rain.
Oh, you're right. But wasn't it clear and sunny just a moment ago?
I'm afraid that's just how it is here. It often rains...
What's wrong, Fremine?
There's a legend about the rain. It said that a dragon of water once resided in Fontaine. Though we don't know where the dragon went. When I was a child, my mother told me that if I wanted to go out... Hydro Dragon! Hydro Dragon! Don't cry!
If it's an elemental dragon, then having the power to make it rain would... Let Paimon try something. Hydro Dragon, don't cry!
Doesn't seem to be of any use. It is just a legend after all.
You know, you might be a more popular magician if you understood the concept of romanticism.
Sorry, it might... It rained for longer than I suspected.
Was there something you needed to do, Linny?
Yeah, some preparations for the show at the Opera House. I need to find a way to catch the last aqua bus. On the day of the performance, just ride the aqua bus to the island of Araneus. I'll have Lynette meet you at the fountain in front of the Opera House.
Oh,
What is it, Fremine? I'm in a hurry. Perhaps we could trouble the Traveler to help us take these... I'm afraid that Fremine can be quite introverted.
No trouble at all! Don't worry, we're on...
sorry for the inconvenience. I'm quite useless when it comes to such tasks.
Oh, no need! This'll be a lot...
Oh, hello there. New customers? Looking to buy, or do you need something made?
Oh no, we're just here to deliver some materials. Here they are.
Ah, these must be for Magic Pockets. I could tell right away. No need. They've already but they insisted on paying the full amount.
Wow. So,
I can't say for sure, but
hey! Is this machine what you use?
why use your hands when a machine can do the work?
But where does a big machine like that...
Well, it's but basically everything we usually use here in...
Huh? How could...
Well, I'm not completely sure of all the details. When a trial is in session, the oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinale harvests people's belief in justice.
So, that's what its other function is? Paimon still doesn't get it. How could something unreliable like... Oh, yeah! So that means the Hydro Archon...
Even though I've never heard anyone really put it that way before, besides indemnitium, it isn't produced by the power of the Archon, but it is unstable by nature.
I thought I'd find you hard at work, but here you are chatting the day away. Since...
You again? Didn't I already promise?
Yeah, but how do we know that you won't go...
Huh?
Seems business isn't so great for the work...
Hey, hold on! Before you go around trying to collect payments, why don't you settle your own debts first? If Confrere of Cabriere wants to poach clients from Northland Bank, that's fine. But I'm afraid you still owe the bank a hefty sum of mora. So why don't we work...
Ah, you're from Northland Bank.
Traveler, Paimon! I didn't think I'd run into you here in Fontaine. What are the chances?
We're surprised to see you too! What are you doing here in Fontaine? You didn't...
Long story short, I've already been in Fontaine for some time, but it seems that fate brought our paths together today. Not only will I have some good friends, either way you look at it, it seems things are going to get a lot...
Pretty sure we'd want to avoid anything that you'd find interesting. Besides...
Hey, you!
Don't interrupt. It's not often I run into the Traveler like this. Why don't you wait...
You kidding? Aren't you the one looking for us? You really expect us to... Listen to me, boy. If you want Chamora, fine.
Hey, I just said not to interrupt. Oh, by the way, Traveler...
Hey! That's way over the line! All right!
Can you at least let me finish one sentence? Fine. Though the bank told me not to get rough with... You're the ones who started it. This is an act of self-defense. You two will have to be my witnesses, okay?
I'm unsure that...
Just let your guard down.
What's your deal, Brad? How are you so strong if you're just a staffer from Snezhnaya's Northland Bank?
Oh, now you notice. It's a little late, don't you think? Just make sure you understand. Huh?
Now's my chance!
Huh. That was weird. I'm not sure. It's as if I suddenly lost control of my hot...
Strange. How could that happen? First...
Never mind. It doesn't matter. If I want to stay sharp, I shouldn't be relying too much on my vision anyway.
So what are you doing in Fontaine, child? I don't see its work for North...
Well, I guess it's because I've been in a...
What kind of reason is...
I don't know. Maybe, but recently, there seems to be some sort of restless power stirring inside.
Maybe you losing control of your vision just...
That is a possibility. I can't remember if I ever mentioned it before, but when I was 14, it was during that time I learned nearly all of my abilities. The one who took me under her wing and taught me was named Skirk. She was always quiet and very mysterious. Nobody knew where she came from or what she had been through, and she was always... One time, I asked her why she was willing to take me on as an apprentice. Because I had awakened it, and traces of it remained on me.
What is it?
She never explained that, but my guess is that it's related to a dream. In my dream, I was in the deepest depths of the sea, and the boundless seabed was all around me.
A whale? Oh, that sounds familiar! When we...
That's just an abstract form of... It takes that shape because the scene I dreamt of the whale has always been stuck.
So you used the whale as inspiration for one of your moves? So why don't you just go ask your master? Maybe...
You make it sound so easy. Ever since the incident I experienced... But it's been years now, and I've still found nothing. There isn't even a trace of the place...
Oh, it sounds like...
Yeah, I'm out of leads at this point, but there's nothing more I can do. It seems that strange encounter... Oh! Seems the time really flies when I'm talking with you. I just remembered I have...
What? More work?
No.
Official champion duelist?
Yep. In Fontaine, before a criminal goes to court, they're given one chance to defend their honor by... The champion duelists are all-powerful fighters selected from among the nation's best. And the duel itself, so engaging in such a duel is regarded as a symbol of defending your honor. If a criminal manages to win the duel, they'll be acquitted. And the worst case scenario is that though it's rumored that Fontaine has a death penalty. From what I can... So really, the only people who opt to duel are those who have suffered a grave injustice in being accused, or those who greatly value their honor.
So, do many people actually get out of...
Apparently, it's exceedingly rare for anyone to actually win. Fontaine probably... Besides, none of the champion duelists are to be trifled with. Apparently, the one I'm meeting today, Clorend, is the strongest of the champion duelists. I had been asking her for some time before she finally agreed to face me today.
Well, that's child for ya.
before I forget. I want...
Huh? You're...
I'm just worried that it could become uncontrollable again. I'd be pretty upset if it... Besides, I just need you to hold on to it for...
Paimon knows what you're up to. You just want...
Whatever gave you that idea?
That sneaky guy. He said he's been feeling... Well, since we don't have much to... Wow! Who could have seen that coming? The reporter who was barely around for most of the story was the murderer all along! Sorry. Paimon was just a whodunit. It's so exciting to reach the moment. Oh, so, Stuff at the Opera House is on Aranias. So let's go ride the Opera bus. Now this is fancy. Huh. Looks like there's a lot of people standing.
Oh, Archon. Please.
I don't know why you always feel the need to ask so much. I'll be happy at...
I guess if there are kids...
Maybe this is one of the customs in Fontaine.
Vache.
What's wrong?
Vache. Vache.
No, Paimon didn't say anything. Are you here?
Welcome to the Fountain of Lucine. All the water flowing through Fontaine converges here. It's customary for new...
Annette!
Lenny asked me to wait here for you.
Right.
What do you mean? There are a lot of people here right now.
Hey, you're not trying to skip...
I see. In fact, you might not be imagining things at all. I suspect that what you heard...
It's because of his sensitivity to the height.
When do you cry, Paimon?
Wait, what?
Just answer me.
When Paimon's really sad? Oh,
Then you should understand that tears contain your most intense emotions. Like I just mentioned, the Fountain of Lucine is where all the flowing water in Fontaine converges. So maybe what you heard was the intense emotion coming from someone's tears.
So, what did the voice say? Huh. If you were hearing their emotion...
Rather than worrying about them, we should worry. But don't let that calm look of his fool you. He tends to get pretty nervous.
Oh, right. That makes sense. Let's go...
Traveler in Paimon, good to see you. I knew...
Are you kidding? We would have missed it...
I can tell, but you're actually right on time. The audience still hasn't started entering the venue yet, which means... The Opera House has assigned seating, so you always have to make reservations. I've already reserved your seats, and here...
Ooh, front row seat?
Don't mention it. There's no need to keep thanking me.
Hey, Lenny! Could you come over here and take a look at this?
Oh, I'll be right there. Seems there's an issue with the stage props over there.
Yeah, we'll just go to our... Hey, Traveler. Maybe we should strike up a conversation with... Oh, you little... Of course you put the...
Excuse me, I did not realize you felt awkward. I am terribly sorry. I would be perfectly happy to chat with you if that is what you would like.
Oh, so you heard all of that, did ya? Wait, that's not it, Paimon's. Sorry. Paimon's the one who was being rude, talking under her breath like that. So, let's talk, but, what, oh, Paimon's got it. You're also...
A friend, you say? Well, if Mr. Linney would like to be my friend, I would be more than happy to reciprocate.
Oh, so you're not friends with Linney, then? Oh, this is getting more awkward by the second. Paimon nearly forgot to make her... Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine.
It is an honor to meet you two. I have heard of your deeds, and as required by proper etiquette, I will also...
Oh, Monsieur Nervillet. What an honor it is to have...
Ah, Mr. Linney. I should say it is in fact an honor from...
Wait. Nervillet? Could he be...
I saw you all chatting just... Allow me to introduce you to Fontaine's Chief Justice. That seat is always reserved for him. It wouldn't be too much to say that he's the symbol of...
Whoa! Sorry for being so rude just now. Paimon had no idea...
No offense taken. Being Chief Justice is merely what I do for work. Nearly every person has their usual reserved... And by the way, I should probably let you know, even though... There's someone sitting up there in the VIP seats that has been striking a pose for quite a while now. I believe she is trying to give you a most elegant and impressive first impression. So I think you should take notice of her sooner rather than later. Otherwise, she may become... flustered.
Huh? Oh, it's Farina, the Hydro Archon. Huh. She sure has a smug...
Very good. That is for the best. No need to pay her any more attention. We may now enjoy the show.
Huh? So is this what things are like between the Chief Justice and the Hydro Archon?
All right, please wait just a moment longer. I've pretty much finished my...
Yay! The show's finally about to start! Ooh! They're dimming the lights! The show must be starting! Sorry. Paimon will try to stay quiet.
Welcome, one and all, to the Opera Epiclese. I am the star of today's show, Linny. And over here is my sister, Lynette, who will be working as my wonderful assistant. Please, let's give her a warm welcome.
Hello, everyone.
I know she may seem to be a little sleepy right now, but that's just a sign that she's nervous.
Whatever.
Now, some of you may be thinking, two vision holders who can freely manipulate elemental powers performing magic is not true magic at all. So, I would like to take a moment to assure you that elemental powers will have nothing to do with what you will witness on the stage today. Both Lynette and myself have removed our visions for the show. That way, even the gods won't be able to help us.
Oh, good point. That's what makes the show real magic.
Now, without further ado, let the show begin. Lynette will now exit the stage to make some preparations. I know you might miss her, but don't worry. She'll be coming right back on stage momentarily. Perhaps in an unexpected way. I'm sure she'll be stealing the spotlight soon enough. Oh, and before I forget, there's one more thing I should say. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. A magician's greatest skill is making things disappear or appear. The possibilities are endless. Huh? But this isn't what you came for. These little tricks, you've seen them all before. So it's time for something truly extraordinary, don't you think? This one's a little tricky. Using this water tank, I shall make my sister vanish completely, right before your very eyes. It's actually quite simple. She'll just turn into air bubbles and float right out of the top. Oh no! I told them to check all the props carefully. With the lid on, even air can't escape. An amateur magician would be getting very nervous right around now. Luckily, it's me on stage, so let me show you what a true virtuoso can do. Lynette, are you still there? Don't go too far. We don't want to use up all our magic.
Hi, I'm back.
Uh-huh.
If we could see easily through his tricks, then I wouldn't. To appreciate magic, you should focus on the show happening on stage.
That's right.
Thank you, everyone. I'm glad you enjoyed that performance. But our magical journey has only just begun. I've prepared even more astonishing surprise. The magic of transformation and disappearance can go far beyond what you've just seen. I'm sure many of you are thinking that escaping the water tank was impressive enough. But Lynette is still my assistant after all, in which case, I have ample time to make all necessary preparations. So, for my next trick, I will require the participation of one lucky audience member. Please, if my assistants could bring out the magical boxes now. There are 2 boxes, and only 2 boxes. One is here, and one is there in the aisle among the audience. I'm sure many of our clever audience members have already guessed our next magic trick. A swap! Our lucky audience member and I will each enter a magic box. After 1 minute, we will each emerge from the opposite box. Now please, everyone pay very close attention to the box you see here. Don't give me any chance to make a move.
Wow, how's he gonna do this? Hey, do you think this is all magic tricks, or does Lenny have actual—
The lucky audience member will be generated by this random number selector. It selects numbers entirely at random. Even I don't know who will be chosen to participate. Now then, let's begin. Let me see. Oh, row 7, seat 3. Congratulations! You now have the chance to experience magic first. Please, come forward. My assistant will take you beside the magic... I'm sorry, it might be a little cramped inside, but no need to feel nervous. We've carefully arranged... You don't need to do anything, but no matter what... If the magic is interrupted, who knows where you might end up. You might even...
Oh, okay.
All right. Before I enter the magic box, there is one more thing I need. Like this. 60, 59, 58. Just keep counting down. I won't be able to see anything in the pitch black box, so I'll be relying on your voices to know when time is up. Oh, and no tricks now. If you quickly count from 60 in just 30 seconds, then I'll be in a tough spot.
Ooh! Paimon kinda wants to count faster after hearing him say that!
No, that won't do. I can see it in your eyes. You still can't. Come on, repeat after me. 60, 59, 58.
60, 59, 58!
That's right, perfect. Keep it going. All right, I'll see you all on the other side once you've finished counting.
54, 53, 52? Why aren't you counting, Neverlet?
I am counting in my head. I think things are exciting enough in here as it is. Merely a consequence of my identity and personality. Do not worry about me. Just enjoy the show.
Oh, alright. You look so serious that Paimon thought you might be feeling uncomfortable or something. 40, 39, 38!
Mr. Linney, are you all right in there?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm just double-checking too. It'd be a disaster if we get sent to the wrong places. Or...
Even though he's saying that, Lenny doesn't seem nervous at all. What was that noise? Did you hear it too? Not sure. Anyway, it doesn't... 25! 24! 23!
What's wrong, Mr. Linney? I can still hear you move.
I seem to have accidentally knocked over a decoration.
Never mind the decorations. There's no time for...
No, that's unacceptable. I want my show to be...
19! 18! 17!
It seems things aren't quite going... It feels like you're all starting to count faster, but that's all right. 10 seconds and change is still plenty.
10!
Almost there now. Whew. Swapping two people is harder work than you might think. Even a master magician like me can't guarantee I'll get it right the first time. Hey, wait! Is this the back one? I can't tell. They both look the same inside. Huh? No, that's not it. I'll try again.
7!
Hey, slow down! Honestly!
5! 4! 3!
Whoops! That doesn't count!
0!
Ta-da!
What happened? Is this part of the show? Mr. Linney, you're going to use magic to fix the stage now, right?
What happened?
Oh no. Maybe this isn't part of the show. The girl was still in that box, right?
This performance is over. Medical staff with me. Guards, secure the scene and detain all the performers.
Yes, that's right. If this was just an accident, then we must investigate the cause.
No need to be alarmed, you two. We'll get to the bottom of this. Unfortunately, the person who is in the magic box has been pronounced dead. His name was Cowell, one of the assistants in Linny's magic troupe. Apparently, the fireworks on stage ignited the ropes that were suspending the water tank, which then caused the tank to fall onto the stage. As of now, we are still not sure why we found Cowell in the box, rather than the guest from the audience. And after an initial search of the area, the guards have confirmed that the girl is nowhere to be found. It appears that this incident was not merely some mishap with the performance, and there are many indications that it is connected with the case of the serial disappearance.
The serial disappearance?
That's the case that Charlotte mentioned before. I know the truth. I can see through the whole thing. Really, using such a shallow and obvious mystery as his finale, I say that our powerful magician, Mr. Linney, is now the prime suspect for the serial disappearances case.
Huh? Why me? This whole thing was an accident.
Oh, this all occurred during your magic show, did it not? The missing girl disappeared after being chosen, did she not? The deceased is one of your assistants, is he not? Now that I think about it, that whole speech about magicians making things disappear was nothing more than a provocation, a bald-faced challenge. That can't be right. How can Linny do this? He was in the box on the stage the entire time. We can even hear his voice. Besides, before the show, he told us that he would like to catch the criminal behind the disappearances. He couldn't possibly mean catching...
Save discussion for a later time, please. Lady Farina, may I assume that your comments just now constitute an accusation against Mr. Linney and his associates, and that you are pressing charges?
I just think that he... Well, I think it might be a little early to talk about formally pressing charges. But what Lady Farina said just now makes perfect sense. Looks like she's gonna personally...
A kidnapping and murder carried out under the cover of a magic show. Lady...
I mean, of course, my dear people. But what excites me even more than the obvious truth before our eyes is the opponent. That's right. I mean you, traveler. You'll support Linny, won't you? After all, he was the one who helped you the first time. Then there's no problem at all. You know, the traveler and I already had a duel the first time we met. But with Linny's help, our little duel ended in a draw. So, no more draws. Between the two of us, there must be a clear winner and loser.
Was it a draw? She obviously lost last time.
I understand. Charges have now been pressed, and as such, a trial is in order. Well, traveler, seems Lady Farina has set you in her sights. But are you willing to act as Mr. Linney's attorney and defend him in this case? Very well. The trial will be held a day from now in the Opera House. Both sides may investigate the scene to build their cases and search for the truth. Linney and his troupe are all potential suspects, and shall remain within the audience may begin to leave in an orderly fashion once they have been cleared.
A day isn't that long. Let's see what kind of case this big-shot outlander can build in such a short amount of time.
Sorry about everything that happened just now.
Of course! Who wouldn't be scared?
Yeah, I'm a little shaken up myself. I know you already claimed that you would defend me, but now it's just us talking. Tell me, I understand. Even I'm not sure what happened, so I can only imagine. I'm sure everyone sees me as the biggest suspect at this point. But, if you ask me, the whole thing is mystery's lair. I don't know whether what happened there on the stage was purely an accident or not. As for how that girl chosen from the audience could suddenly disappear, I'm afraid I don't have any answers either. If someone, even a skilled and knowledgeable magician like myself, couldn't pull all that off in just 1 minute.
Which is precisely why we need to investigate. As this book says, the impossible could not have happened. Whatever happened must have been that which is possible. Paimon bought them when we were reading at the bookshop in the city earlier. Pretty cool, huh? Don't worry, Paimon used her own savings to buy them. It wasn't from our travel.
I think they look cute on you, Paimon.
You have good taste, Lynette.
That's the right attitude. But with the guards watching our every move, it's going to good thing you agreed to be our attorneys.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, just leave it to us. Oh, since we're going to start investigating, Paimon has a question first. Where did Lynette go during the performance?
Ah, well, I'm afraid that would involve some of our essential trade secrets as magicians.
The secrets behind our magic are past saving.
I suppose you're right. The truth behind our tis truly a pity. As a magician, our magic show is a work of art. We've poured countless hours, but if revealing our secrets will help you uncover the truth behind what happened, then it will be well worth it. We should go somewhere else if we're going to discuss our magic tricks. We'll go speak with the guards, and in the meantime, you can go investigate the stage and the seating areas.
Alright, let's go have a look while the investigation teams are still here. Detective Paimon? Hello, officer. How's the investigation going?
I see. You must be the traveler that Lady Farina...
Huh?
Come with me and you'll see. The deceased is one of Linny's assistants, named Cal. Even though he hadn't joined the troupe long, he was hardworking and everyone generally liked him. The assistants are usually in charge of setting up and inspecting the props. As you probably saw when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell and smashed the box with... This is the real mystery. You've already said... However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned directly under the water tank. The ropes holding the tank were then burned by the pirate. All these factors lining up so perfectly makes it hard. If anything, the more logical explanation is that the whole incident was intentionally planned, and Linny is the most likely person to have access.
But he doesn't have a motive.
Are you both good friends of his?
Well, you can't say we're good friends, but we've known...
So in just a short time, he was not only able to win your trust, I know there's no such thing as magic. The real trick of a I've seen a lot of cases. And I tend to be pretty straightforward. Just know that I'm warning you for your own good. Anyway, you may investigate this.
Seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing... Sure, it's not like this is confidential information. Her name is Halsey. She's a painter for... Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the opera. The magic troupe members all claim not to know her. Simply put, she wasn't related to the magic troupe at all, which matches the features of the previous...
Were the victims of previous cases...
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were all young women of a...
Okay, then.
No need to be so formal. If you do happen to see the missing girl, please be sure to contact us. It is of utmost importance that we get to the bottom of these...
Whoever the So this is the... The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks? Why are you suddenly so serious, traveler? Whoa. Look! Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left. Huh. So if a rope meant to hold something was made with... Wait! Why don't you write all this down?
I see that you're investigating the area. Well, it just so happens. If you find any...
We don't have to... The FUD?
Yes, exactly. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Linny's trick with bated breath. So no one paid...
That makes sense. So, what do you mean?
I'm of the opinion that it may have been when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope.
Wait, wasn't the noise...
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a particular... Oh, that's true.
That does remind Paimon, though.
The investigation team has some new findings. Turns out...
See, I told you. What if the machine...
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation. What were you saying about the number...
You're trying to help them? That'll be a tall order.
Linny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his performance, right? Well, we thought there might be a serious problem.
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random at all. I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in advance. In other words, Linny knew who would be sitting where from the very beginning.
That much checks out.
That you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Linny.
Hey, you! Yes, both of you. Over here. Huh? You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those who wish to cut down the thorns and pursue the...
Well, you're right on the moor about that one, but who are you?
Have you from mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums? You name it. Spina di Rosula does it. And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president. Though those who play by our rules call me Bob.
I'm Silver, Protendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Melus, Demoiselle's various daily needs and affairs.
Huh? Us?
Well, I am the second generation president. Malus and the others are...
My apologies, Demoiselle. Should you prefer, boss?
No need. You don't...
Okay, if you say so.
All merely trifling details. That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest stems from a matter back from my father's time. Judging from the look of things, I find Linny an unlikely mastermind.
Really? We think so too. That's why we're... But how did you come to that?
Intuition, naturally. My unparalleled intuition. Farina sure was quick to point the finger at Linny without any decisive evidence. But that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the justice had to interrupt her and ask if she would... Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there was no way Farina...
Sounds more like you.
Well, what's your opinion? I must admit that she can be interesting. All right, I've answered your question. Now, it's time you...
Wait a minute. Did that...
Well, I say it does. But don't worry. In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's an opera?
Well...
And why would that be? See, Silver and Malus? I told you they'd be...
Most astute of you, Demoiselle. No matter how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectation, and if that can be done, boss, then...
All right, that's quite enough, Malus. Now, I need to make some preparations.
Hey! Since when did we become...
Oh, well, I can be the assistant. Sure. Or your companion, if you like.
That's more like it.
Far be it from me to brag, but I believe that Demoiselle's into... You wish to save a friend from false accusation.
You have a point. And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got something on your...
I have nothing to...
Oh, alrighty then.
We'll be making some preparations first. Just be sure to let us...
Sorry, but no one can free... No, we're not leaving. Were you always guarding this entrance?
Yes. After the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in or out must undergo a strict inspection. So, the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, I doubt there was much opportunity then either.
How can you be so...
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance, I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, but still, I did not abandon my post. And I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so much as even we Melusines are good at that sort of thing, you know.
So, it's safe to say the girl... Alright, thank you for your help. This'll be useful info. We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue. My mom wonders how Linny's discussion with the guards is going. Let's go see, shall we? Ooh, things are getting interesting, huh? We're about to see how magic is made.
Understood. Then I will be going with you.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rose out of my hat as a gift.
You may spare the pleasantries. I'm just doing my job.
You've arrived. Who's this? Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower. Sorry, I got a little carried away there. And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Oh, new helpers? I would be most grateful.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large...
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the map.
Weren't there...
Ah, good eye. That said...
The back? You mean the...
Very good indeed. I thought you might... The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get? Exactly. All right.
Oh, so there was a passageway under the magic box!
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place. The 2 magic boxes are... See this flatbed the box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the... I see. So that...
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the...
So that's how...
Once the box was lowered, the audience member would only be able to feel...
Right! You were talking that whole...
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect. My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown...
And what about Lynette?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh!
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who. And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I...
So that's how it all worked!
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into... And then I walk out of the other box in the audience. But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member.
We really don't know how...
If not for that interlude, this would have been an Yet, to think that some... Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with some more leads.
This is the scene of the crime, so Lenny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now. I won't disappear into thin air, you know.
Thanks, everyone. We're...
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh? There's all kinds.
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick. But why would it have been left here?
Whatever it is, let's make a note of it.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why?
Oh, hi, my nose. It's one of those tricks where you... And here's a broken vase.
That can't be. Oh, these are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing, right? Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found.
Right. And do you really need to do that? Ugh, this is so confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a detective. What is this place?
It seems someone could fit through here.
Huh. Could this have been the suspect's escape route?
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with...
But there are no other ways in or out of here. Oh, you're right. Let Paimon write that down. Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Yes. Let's head back up. Well, we've ascertained the let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus returns. Seems to me that there are
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape through the vent?
They believe the guards have checked the area carefully. No one left.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then. You know, like the kind you usually see in novels.
The plot? No wonder Farina was so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points toward Linny and Lynette.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
Charges and then trial.
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the Oratrice will hear statements. That's right. This is how the statements from both sides, the defenses from a turn. To put it simply, it's as if the
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. And not
Once both sides have finished speaking, then, finally, the oratrice will be consulted by...
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides? Paimon thought never let...
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same... Ah, yes, the guards also ask...
Huh?
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons...
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties. Or that we might find out, and even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key information about the case ahead of time.
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Whoa, whoa! There's no need for that! Paimon thinks they have a point. That said, are they providing...
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the lack of options. I'm afraid that catering to all tastes is not in the cards, nor is any guarantee...
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity. I mean, what better way to properly think through our findings than over some tea and sweets?
Huh. Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all. Just kidding! Just kidding! Paimon will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
Hmm? What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll...
Huh?
Understood, demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Wait, you're carrying a portable stove with you?
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the demoiselles be...
I have eggs, sugar, and almond...
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it.
These three are quite the interesting group. And Paimon thought it smelled good while it was still in the oven! From the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, Paimon thought you'd have them do more during the baking process. But you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself! Beating the egg whites, grinding almonds, everything!
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging...
Paimon was just thinking. Aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress dirty?
Well, I don't think it's... Don't underestimate beating egg weights, by the way. It's a real arm workout. Anyway, give these a try.
Only...
Well, eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your...
Tea is ready to be served as well. No need for concern,
All right, then. Down to business. However, we can assume that Linny and Lynette were not alone within it. Some criminal also occupied... The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical...
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance, resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify.
Paimon thinks that makes sense.
True. None of but the only people left to consider are both...
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to... Nor does she have any motive. The guard said that she has never...
Were we not thorough enough in our search? From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case. Your macarons are amazing, though, Navia. They smell...
They are my specialty, after all. And...
What? 5? Oh...
Please don't worry about it. At my age...
No! Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough. Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then maybe...
All right, we get it. Well, Belouse, set up the stove.
Huh?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Exactly. We don't want to...
As you wish,
And I have the egg, sugar, and...
Well, this...
Well, that's it for snack time. I'm going to have another look around the area. I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still... It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
All right, thanks for your help, and for...
It was nothing. A Small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new.
Alright, it's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial. Oh, it's probably gonna be a long and difficult case. There's no point in worrying about that now. We just need to prepare. Here, take Paimon's notes. They should help you review the situation.
Time to go.
Paimon coming in! Paimon! What do we do? The whole situation is so good plan. Impossible things do—
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette. Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more.
Thanks, Navia.
Best of luck.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
To be honest, you might—
No, we're—
Well now, don't you all look disappointed. Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed. That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so.
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show. Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying. There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that
everyone heard it.
Huh?
Hey, hang on. Something's not right here.
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box, and I definitely heard the thud.
Look at those scales. Could those be... Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye. Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid. Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth? The House of the Hearth?
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it. The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy. Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off. Hey, Linny! Why didn't you tell us this before?
Order! Order! Mr. Linney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true? Please answer my question, Mr. Linney.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
What should we do now?
Granted. In that case, what is your request?
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is their...
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought. In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Yeah. Paimon just knew where to start. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad!
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before. I wouldn't be. But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some deep. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to. Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that you met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal.
Sorry. Please forgive us.
Well, you both say that, but... Right, let's hear your answer first, and...
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick, with the objective of getting close to the core.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only... That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But, like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the...
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
Okay.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against... If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a serious... Huh?
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
That took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention. At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective. As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud. He did not realize that the sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Linny red-handed. So Linny proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Linny passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident. And there you have it. That's the truth behind what happened.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina?
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order... According to Linny, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey. Linny went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. Linny did not take part.
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon has something to say! When the countdown started, did indeed go into the tunnel, but he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored. Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent! Paimon did it! Paimon actually managed to say all that!
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
That's right!
My reasoning?
If that's the case, then if Carol hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Lenny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell him!
And that's why they're partners of mine. They've managed to turn things around.
Oh, well, your denial is very strident. I'll give you that. Of course I do. If he had been... You're saying that he wasn't.
Are you sure we don't need to give this more thought? Are you sure we don't need to give this more thought? That's right! Lenny wasn't in the box! This means that when the crime happened, Lenny had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! How do you like that?
Well played.
To think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Lenny who committed the crimes, then who wasn't?
Been a third person. Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Interesting! Let's hear your reasoning then.
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowl did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim. The deceased's name is Cowl. No one entered or left. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. The sound we heard may have come from a Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment. The deceased's name is... Linny was not in the tunnel at... It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would like... Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment. No one entered or left. Linny was not in the tunnel at that... Linny was not in the tunnel. Linny was not in the tunnel at... Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. Linny was not in the tunnel at... It would have been tough for both... Linny was not in the tunnel at... No one entered or... Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. No one entered or... It would have been tough for both... No one entered or...
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble?
I see how it is. So this was all just a bluff.
Look, since we're at a dead end, just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely. And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear.
Excuse my interruption, dear opponent.
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between... The deceased's name is Cowl, Linny's assistant. The vase was not broken.
Paimon gets it! It all comes together. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually, and if there's a similar method...
Oh, just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment. How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here. Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Linny already knows this truth very well. Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection.
Even so, I trust the truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps a new line of reasoning may... Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a...
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress. Guards, please step into the lounge and examine.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are water from the primordial sea.
The primordial sea?
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice. The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with the notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as such. We believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
You've got to be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but...
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowell was targeting that girl... Wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order! It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some... Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue. Mr. Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please...
Of course. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected to...
Right! Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense at all. Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial...
The deceased's name is Cowell. The water from the primordial sea. Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick. The rope that held the water tank up was lit by the fireworks. I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that. Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire... The water from the primordial sea The water from the primordial... I remember there was something... The rope that held the water tank up was lit... Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. The rope that held the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and snapped... I remember there was some... Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of... The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the rope that held the water tank up was... I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box. Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another... The rope that held the water... Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. Now it seems like the hook... Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire... I remember there was something else...
tank rope, and the number selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial seed inside it would afterward, Cowl would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover.
Huh. That does make sense.
That actually links together a lot of the more...
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person?
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to this.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they I shall now invite him on stage.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage, and we found an identical sample of the water.
What?
That can't be. Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you. Does this not clear all doubt? My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close. Linny did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene, having made modifications to the props beforehand. His accomplice Cowl then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial. But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Linny desired sole credit. Ultimately, he knocked Cowl out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became... Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion... Am I right?
We've used up all the evidence we collect. Is this the end of...
Oh no! Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move.
I think we've all seen, and I believe this is indeed the finale. Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view, move...
Excuse me, everyone, but I must interject.
Miss, I must ask you not to shout, and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Linny, if you would be so kind. What in the world is she saying?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? Once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most... on, Linny and Lynette, give it another go. But, as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think
I understand.
And voila!
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So,
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me, and then before I knew it, she caught me.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin?
What?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And I'd never been caught before. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Linny was the one.
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief. Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me. He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was onto me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee, but then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
But I swear, I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
This time, we need to tell the... The strange sound wasn't from... The flower... Lillian was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and...
And it's Ace Detect! Having been selected out of the blue, Lillian, her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water peering the commotion. Cowell leapt into the tunnel, only to he did not know that Lillian was not from Fontaine. Mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect, the two broke the flower with no way of escaping. She changed her... that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the opera house these last 2 days!
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped...
At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel...
Ah, so that's the whole story.
Bravo! Bravo!
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements? Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
What? Are you reading my mind now? No. I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
Wow. Look at that!
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again... The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the... With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected... To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal... He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the water. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian, thinking that the waters had... However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and... Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes. As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the Opera House. From this reconstruction of events, we can... While there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct, this case, at least, can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision. As such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Great work. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's baggage?
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery?
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you, yes? I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become... Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek the protection of the guards.
Yes! Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration. We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent mora off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about. The...
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
So, we're just going back now? That's...
Traveler, Paimon! Please wait.
Linny...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't, but still. Let me thank you again for defending me to the end. Even after you, I guess. But I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth, that was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
The Knave? The one one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story? It's about my past. Back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left to survive. I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever. Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first, too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
It took a while for me to realize. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me. I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be—
Oh no. So he was gonna... But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law. I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person, and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the knave standing there in the darkness.
So, she'd already taken care of that guy.
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans. Father, the knave, might have seen something in me, and so The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here. I was hesitant to trust her. I had just been betrayed by nobles. But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
She has her own plan. She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis' power once she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis. Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. Everyone at Hotel Bouffe d'été, including the knave, has their roots in Fontaine. And we will always defend our homeland. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
It's all right. I understand. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right. If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me.
Bye, Linny!
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for us, Navia?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearance. Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that... And given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the high...
Ah. I see. Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. Sorry. I might have been...
Don't say that now.
Aw, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring. Sorry about that. I'm a bit prone to nostalgia. Don't mind me. Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as partners?
Huh? Do we really need to get that formal?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much.
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm if...
Oh, wonderful. In that case, why don't we return to the court of Fontaine and head to...
All right, then. Let's have our...
Time to go.